Good morning. Welcome to the garden. I'm out here watering because we've actually had a little bit of a dry spell recently. The weather has been so nice. It has been absolutely beautiful, but not very rainy. So trying to get everything watered and just in the process of that. But I wanted to share with you, I think some of the pumpkins, if you've been keeping up on my pumpkin growing, I think some of the pumpkins have sprouted out in the pumpkin patch. So I'm going to go check on those and just give you some little updates from the garden right now. Just get everything a good drink of water. Speaking of things that are doing well in the garden, this combination of flowers, I'm absolutely in love, and look how many pollinators are all over these. I mean, Agastache, just for one, are such a pollinator attractor, but these little Prairie Glow Rudbeckias are really bringing in a ton of pollinators. I've seen all kinds of like wasps and things all over it, so maybe a good one to plant, not in an area where you're like walking right by and touching, you want to be able to give them space, because I don't know what kind of, let's see if it'll focus, what kind of pollinator those are. But anyways, how beautiful is that? And the raised bed is doing well. And then also I've just been enjoying my hibiscus so much. They're like adding everything to the garden. That beautiful white color. I cannot believe how much I am liking white flowers this year. They are just really stealing the show for me. So try to stay on top of some deadheading, but these are just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I wish they got a little bit bigger. I am like in the market for big shrubs that are deer resistant, and I think that those are pretty deer resistant, but they're like just up, I think they get 3 feet tall was what I said. So, oh, there's a hummingbird. Yeah, the Agastache is also like, I think, my MVP flower for this year. So look at this, I have to help it, the first little pumpkin seeds, and we've got a few other ones coming up. Now, of course, I thought for sure I'd remember which one were which, and I did not label them, and so I have no idea, but we will find out as they continue to grow. And I'm just really encouraged to see them coming up like this because, I don't know if we're gonna get pumpkins by Halloween. This is very encouraging. Also just have to update you. Of course, the Sunfinity sunflowers are so incredible. They always look so beautiful. But we have just so many butterflies all over this garden. And these are the daylight cosmos, which are just really coming into their own. They're huge, they're so tall. They're at least 3 feet tall. And the butterflies are just all over them and over the Benry's Giant and the Queen Lemon Peach Zinnias. I mean, just everywhere. And then I had to show you it since we were talking about Agastache. This is the Mint to Be Queen Nectarine. And is that not just so gorgeous? I see hummingbirds on this all day, every day. Between that and the milkweed and the verbena, it's like, this is just pollinator central over here. They absolutely love it. I also have these little lily-put zinnias over here. This bed isn't really doing too much, but this little lily-put zinnia plant is so pretty. And I need to come out and pick some of these to bring inside. They're like the sweetest color pink, and they're just so cute. And they're like little and just a really sweet zinnia variety. And then the last thing I had to show you while I'm out here is that the pumpkin on the stick, these I started from seed, and I thought for sure when I transplanted them that I had killed them, but look at this. So those will turn orange, and then once that happens, I will show you how I cut them and dry them, and they're just like one of my favorite fall decorations. So I'm so glad that they actually grew. That is really exciting. The plant looks a little worse for wear, but it's hanging in there. Hey there, as you can probably hear, the neighbors are mowing. It's weed whacking and mowing day for me as well. Actually, this straw that I put down is doing a pretty good job, but I'm just gonna go ahead and weed whack in here. It doesn't look too bad. I'm trying to stay on top of it this week, but honestly, there's nothing more satisfying than like once you trim up the whole garden, like this garden, the front garden, they just look so nice and tidy once they're all mowed. It's so nice. All neat and tidy. And now I just need to flip the net back down. So I just usually flip it up and then I can mow underneath it. And that seems to be working pretty well. Probably one of the big downsides of this fence is that you really like don't want to catch it in the weed whacker or the mower, obviously. Pull this one down, but it's pretty easy to just flip over the stakes, I found, and then you can get just like that nice smooth line underneath everything. And so far it's been working. Oh, my earbuds are caught on it. Yeah, the netting is a little, you know, it can be a little tricky. Things can kind of get caught in it. So you have to kind of watch like sticks getting caught in it, and obviously like weed whacking and stuff like that. But I'm kind of getting the hang of it this season, and I feel like, you know, so far, I don't even want to jinx it. I don't even want to say it, but I've been liking it so far, and it's been working. I just literally do not want to jinx that. Okay, time to go weed whack the front garden and do all the other mowing. Look what we got here. My daughter is gonna be so excited. Oh, there's so many. This is what I love about ground cherries. This plant, this poor plant, had such a hard go. It had a hard time getting transplanted, but now it is taking off. And there's so many. These are gonna be so good too because they've been sitting out there. Also got a tromboncino squash that I think I'm gonna pick young, like this size. And this, I'm just gonna eat actually this is a Rapicanto, I think. Either way, you can pick them about this size, and then they're good as like a zucchini. And you can eat them like that, or you can let them get big and they'll be like a winter squash. But I'm gonna take this in because you know me, I've been wanting more summer squash. Oh, of course, I should have brought a harvest basket, and I should have brought some clippers so that I could pick some of these zinnias, which are looking so good. A little harvest. Well, it is a misty morning out here, which I am actually so grateful for, because I feel like that is really, the garden just needs a little bit of that. But look how nice it looks when it's all mowed. Gosh, I just think it's just so, it looks so tidy. So there's definitely a lot of chores I have to do. There's a ton of weeding that hopefully I'll get to this week. Maybe, we'll see. And then I still need to do the borders on these beds. And I did bring out, so I brought out that Joe Pye weed that I got, but I think I want to put it down here. And I think some of those perennials that I just picked up last week, I think I want to start the pollinator border over here. And maybe it's getting cool enough, and if we have enough rain on the forecast, maybe it's cool enough to start moving the roses that I've been planning on bringing out here. So I don't know, I brought the Joe Pye weed part of the way. I think I'm gonna bring it over here and start laying it out and seeing exactly what kind of boundaries I'd want to do. Our soil is a really clay, and it's very hard. It's like very compacted and hard. I think they actually, when they built our house, they did some of the yard and brought in soil. So there's a lot of very gravelly sort of compacted soil that's really hard to kind of garden in. So I have an edging tool, and I could start to try to pick up some of the grass, as well as doing kind of the no dig situation for a flower bed, because it's just so hard to actually lift the sod up. It's just so thick and heavy. So I'm going to play around with maybe at least putting in some edges around where I want to start the pollinator border. I don't know. Honestly, I think, so we got back to school this week, so it's a little crazy. So next week I'll probably do more of actual yard work. Right now I'm just so happy that it's misting, and I just always think it looks so nice when it's been mowed. Here we go. This is what late summer flowers are all about. Look at that. Well, this could not be a more perfect day out in the garden. There have been absolutely just so many butterflies on these flowers. I've just been sitting here watching butterflies land. We've got a garden friend over here. I don't know. Oh, there he goes. Garden friend over here. And baby girl is starting a play kitchen. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get it out.
Oh, well, if we dump it out, then we won't have any more water.
Okay, we need you to...
Gardening with kids is definitely a little bit of a challenge. I do a lot of gardening in the evening, which is nice anyways, because it's so cool out and they go to bed early, so that works out really well. But my oldest daughter is just starting school now, and so me and the youngest have some days, and I'm starting to think I might set her up like an official play kitchen, because I think if, you know, I got a good play kitchen going, then she can I can give her some things that are hers to do, and then I don't, you know, I can do the other stuff, and I don't have to worry about her getting into things that she's not supposed to. She's really pretty good about like not eating any plants or touching things that she's not supposed to, but it's like just those little things with, you know, water and stuff. I need to get her like a better water setup. Water is just key. I mean, I know all the toddler moms out there know, like, if you just have water, they'll be occupied. So I think I'm gonna set up, there's some good areas for some play kitchens. Oh, my swallowtail is back. Yeah, these flowers back here have been so nice. The pollinators are just everywhere. So many pollinators out in the kitchen garden too. It's just, there have been so many butterflies this year, which has been really, really cool. Right now, me and Girly Girl are just gonna hang out in the garden, and I'm gonna think out about where I can put up a play kitchen out here. Well, hey there. It is late, getting dark. I kind of held off coming out here and watering because I had a bunch of other stuff going on, and I was really hoping that we would get a storm because we were supposed to get a thunderstorm, and it was one of those nights where the storm kind of like, you could see the clouds break off into like two different sections and just go right around us, which usually, you know, we have a lot of rain, and so it's not that big a deal. But lately it has been so dry. This week we haven't got a single bit of rain, and that's for us to go like a week without rain actually is you know, kind of abnormal. We usually do get quite a bit. So I decided I was just gonna, you know, come out here and water, and maybe that'll jinx things, and maybe then we'll get some rain. I'm also going to go ahead and plant out or seed out those perennials. So on Wednesday's video, you would have seen me talking about all the perennials that I want to get started for next year's garden. Kind of exciting to be actually doing that project. I'm excited about it, and so you know, I got to get those planted, and I want to make sure, despite everything, it's been a crazy week around here, first week of school, and busy, but I'm gonna get those perennials planted because I know, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, right now me is like, oh, whatever, you know, seedlings, who needs it? But I know future me is going to be so happy next spring when I'm like ready to plant. I'm going to be so happy. All right, I'm just going to water all of these plants out here, and then we will go ahead and get those perennial seeds planted. It's really not, I'm not going to be doing anything too fancy when it comes to that. I did go ahead and move this container back here. I had the elevated raised bed, but I want to put that in my greenhouse for the winter and do some greens in it. So I decided to push that over to the side where it still gets some good sun, and these flowers and be super happy. And I think I might, I don't know. I've been having different ideas about what to do with this. I put some plants in here as kind of like, you know, just a display container. But now I'm thinking, maybe do I want to make it do like the water garden? It's kind of one of those things that's a little bit of an unresolved thing for me. I was thinking maybe I would use it to like mix potting soil, because I want to have some potting soil and like start working on building my own potting soil. I still might do something like that with it, but I don't know. I'm just not quite sure. Before I put any more holes in it or take the plugs back out or anything to allow drainage, This might just let it be a little bit of a water garden there for a while and just try to decide what I want. Next week, hopefully, oh my gosh. Next week, hopefully, I'm going to get a lot of chores done in the garden. That's my goal, to do some chores, to do some planting, to start. I've got that beautiful Joe Pye weed, and I want to start the pollinator border out there around the garden. So I've got big ambitions for next week, but this week has just been a little bit of a lull. I don't even know what this, I feel like this video is going to be so choppy and crazy. But I kind of just like to track, I don't know, my week in the garden. It's kind of interesting, fun for me to kind of just keep you updated on everything that's going on. And right now it is watering. I don't even know if I have enough time to do a really good job with this, but I'll at least get everything a little water to keep them going, and I can maybe come out in the morning and maybe we'll still get some rain. It's been cloudy and sort of threatening all day. It'd be nice if we got just like a good rain tonight. That would, I think, really help the garden. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed. But I'm going to go ahead. Oh, let me water. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to water these pots right now before I plant them, so they're just all watered and ready to go. A lot of the seeds that I am going to plant are basically small enough to be like surface sown. So I'm just going to get this soil nice and saturated, and then I may put it in one of my troughs that doesn't have holes in it and allow it to kind of be bottom water. Trough over here, my daughter dumped a bunch of the straw in it, but this trough doesn't have holes in it. So I can actually, I went ahead because I was kind of trying to decide what I wanted to do. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do around the water gardening, and I was just, been moving things around a little bit. And so I figured, you know what? This will be useful though for the seed starting. I'll get it sort of back in place. And I'm just going to put this on soaker. You probably can barely hear me, but I'm put that on soaker and let that fill up. And then once we get these seeds planted, we can just go ahead and put the seed trays in there, and then at least for the next couple of days, if we don't get any rain or anything, they'll have some bottom watering, assuming we don't get a huge storm tonight. That's the only danger with something like that, is that your seeds can get flooded, which is making me reconsider if that's a good idea. But let's get these seeds planted. Wow, for the first time ever, I didn't, oh wait, I do have more. Okay. I have less cells than I have seeds. I don't think this is ever, or less tags than I have. I have more seed areas. This has never happened to me, but that's okay. We're just gonna get planting. Let's do a few seeds in each one. I'm gonna plant them a little thickly, not too much, just a little bit, because assuming we have some of these that don't germinate well, and I'm gonna do all Indian summer rudbeckias in all of here. These are gonna just be a whole tray of Indian summer rudbeckia. That'll be fun. As you can see, I'm not super precious with how I sow stuff like this. Well, I feel like I did that a bit slapdash, and The yarrow was so small, I just gave up on it. I was like, I'm not even gonna try. I don't have the patience tonight. This week was too crazy, too much. So anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't even know what clips I got this week. It's been a wild week in the garden, but next week, kids are off at school and I'm gonna be able to do a lot more focusing. So we're gonna have a lot of fun out in the garden. And yeah, I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.